Welcome to my hometown of Ghent. In this video we are going to take a trip on Tram 1. Line 1, shown here in red, stretches from St. Westrum in the south and passes through the city centre and up to Evergem just outside Ghent in the north. Let's take a look. Well, our journey begins here at Flanders Expo, which is Flanders' second biggest exhibition centre. It was built in 1986 and until 2002 it was a concert venue, and a lot of big names played here like Phil Collins and Tina Turner, Paul McCartney, Simple Minds, Prince, all those sort of people. They all played here, and now it holds many exhibitions throughout the year, and it's built on the site of the old Gent aerodrome. So let's go and have a look. Well, there's not much that remains to be seen of the old aerodrome. You got over there. You've got the KBC Tower, which is the tallest building in Ghent. And next to that, you have an IKEA. And for the rest, it's just sort of grass and weeds. The aerodrome was built for light aircraft, and during the Second World War it was used by the British Royal Air Force. It closed down in 1985 to make way for the exhibition centre. Okay, let's get on the tram and move on to the next stop. Well, this area is called the Ster, and this is where the old roads to Kortrijk and Almelo passed through. And back in the turn of the 20th century, the trams used to be pulled by horses. They didn't have the electric trams in those days. And the Ster was where they used to keep the horses. The Science Faculty of Ghent University is based here and is known as Campus Ster. The first buildings were built in the 1960s on what was then an old military training ground. Well, if you get off the tram at Ghent St. Peter station, which you will find out more about in our Tram 4 videos, you will come across this rather stunning building. And then we shall take a closer look. And as you can see by the state of it, it's no longer in use. Well, it was a Redemptorist church, and there are plans now to convert it into living accommodation, but it looks like everything is on hold for the time being. Okay, let's carry on with the journey. Well, if you get off of the tram at Nassaustraat, you can walk up the hill to the Citadel Park. Let's go and have a look at that. If you look closely, you'll see the old street lamps here in the park. The autumn is definitely the best time of the year to visit Citadel Park with all its colourful leaves. Well, there are a few old buildings here at Citadel Park. One of the most famous is the one behind me. That's at Kerpke. That's the indoor cycling track. And every year hundreds of people from all over the world come over to watch the famous Gent 6-day cycle race. What many people don't realise is that in the hill leading up to the Citadel Park, which is the Charles de Kerkhovenlaan, there is another very small park, and it is officially a park. And it's got this lovely little pond right in it. And it's right in the middle of the busy road. The next halt brings you to Evergem, which has this peaceful small park right next to the River Leer. Well, if you get off of Tram 1 at Kortemeer, you will find the Kouter, a big plain which was originally called the Horse Market. This has been the venue for the flower market, which has been held every Sunday since 1772. This late 18th century building, known as Handelsbeurs, stands on the Kouter. After years of being empty, it was renovated and reopened in 1997 as a concert venue. But this is not the only music venue here. Well, that building behind me is the Gent Opera House. It was built in the early part of the 18th century, unfortunately burnt down in 1715, but was renovated and reopened in 1735. After the building reopened, it was used as a theatre, and over the past 175 years or so, the building has been occasionally modified and renovated. Well, Tram 1 has now brought me to the Dr. Herslan Museum. Now, if you remember in our Line 1 video series, in the Broeksport episode, you will remember the statue of Dr. Herslan, who worked here at this psychiatric centre, which is now a museum. The building dates back to 1857 and is Belgium's oldest mental asylum. Dr. Joseph Herslan was one of the first to consider mentally ill people as patients who had a right to humane treatment. This area along Line 1 is known as the Flower District because many of the streets are named after plants. If you travel along Line 1 on a Sunday morning, don't forget to get off at Evergem Plain and take a walk around the markets. Okay, let's carry on with the journey.
Volgende halte, voor uw comfort rijden wij wat trager. Opperingstraat.
Well, if you get off of the tram at the Spoorwegstraat, you can walk back along the main road that goes into Gent and have a look at the waterway, the Westbekkersluis, that links the Gent to Brugge Canal to the Gent to Vuren Canal. Well, we've reached our end destination in Evergem, so let's go and have a look around. Well, all this travelling around is making me hungry, so I'm going to go across the road and get some fries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.